La sveglia l'eco di un suono che le insiste dentro, distante, sussurrato, eppur tenace. L'eco cresce, si fa sempre più potente, finché lei ormai è in grado di udirlo con maggior chiarezza del sordo silenzio in cui vive da sempre. Vibra con ostinata furia in quel buio senza inizio né fine che la stringe, finché non si trasforma in un boato e il buio si fa striato di bianco e la precipita. L'abbandona in una luce nuda che la sospende nella sua violenza. E lei per la prima volta apre gli occhi al suo essere granello. Un granello di sabbia sulla spiaggia del mondo. We found this place by chance, and we didn't know this place. And what I felt when I arrived here, I felt this strong sense of the presence of death. It is a place where the dead live with the living, together with them. For me, death is not a negative presence. It has been for a long time in my life, the idea. It is simply the fact that living means dying, and that if we have this idea of death very clear in our mind, life is so much precious, so much more precious than the life that you can live without this awareness. For example, what I feel is that death can be an incredible source of cheerfulness, because death means pain, means suffering, means loss, but as long as life is there as well, cheerfulness is there. The cheerfulness that comes from the suffering, and it is such a source of life force for me. So when I arrived here, it is as if I found the place where all these thoughts that are very much very personal thoughts, I don't usually give a voice to them, unless in my art, I guess, and that is why they come now, because we are talking about art. It is as if I found a place, I was saying, where these thoughts are embodied. So, for example, we have found out that this house stands in a place where most probably the Etruscans came from the nearby town, through the river, through a ritual pathway on top of this hill where our house stands, to have their dead stay in those caves that they were using as their places, as the places for the dead. And this gives such a depth, such a layered meaning to this place, together with the presence of these so many animals here. Everything I do is a votive. It is always, I'm always saying thank you for this life, and thank you very much for this creativity that I have found so late in my life. I was not at all creative before these last few years, and it is And it is such a gift. How can you not be grateful for that? It is really a gift. Drawing is my passion, drawing is my breath. Drawing is the breath of my work. So sometimes people ask me, yes, but what kind of art do you make? Are you a painter? And I say, no, definitely not a painter. I'm a drawer. I draw things. As a child, I loved drawing, and I've always been a lonely child, so I was reading and drawing, I guess, during my childhood, not much more than that. And then I wanted to study art, and my parents didn't allow me. So for a long time in my life, drawing went out of the way. And I guess somehow my brain tumor brought some possibility to be an artist, to start and be an artist, to start and feel the idea possible. In the sense that all my life I've been very restrained, very practical, very efficient. This is what my parents told me to be, and I was doing it, and I was fairly good at that, so I just went for that most of my life. And I discovered something where I could forget myself and just draw and live in the drawing act, in the drawing practice, and breathe that. Breathe with that, with my pencil, instead of my brain that has always been working and working and working too much. Sometimes I make some drawings or some, for example, some clay figures, and I say, yes, they are okay, they're good, but too realistic. So, no, I don't want the illusion of realism. Actually, it is something that disturbs me, because what I'm after is something that has some intensity. I still very much like and find myself in flat drawings. So collage has been one of the first practices I have tried my hand at when I discovered drawing again. But what I like, for example, in this is the play of the shape that was there and the colors that were there and what I have given it. And this, it is connecting things that are different in unusual ways, or in some way that for me has an emotional effect, an emotional meaning. So here it is a piece from an advertising leaflet with a superimposed shape and then a different rearrangement of the pieces. In my clay pieces, it is a piece that I make on its own without thinking of anything that could go with it. But once I have that piece, I can see that I have some rusted metal somewhere that could go with that, or some wood, pieces of wood I gather in the woods, or I gather on the beach very often, and so I make this collage of different pieces, and it is of course aesthetic in a way. I'm very much after beauty, but it is a beauty that is not conventional. It is my own beauty. I cannot say my creativity is fighting against my loss of energy, for example, because there's no fight. There's no fight against something. I feel it is something that my body, in a way, has given me as a gift. And it is not easy to explain that. It is not easy to say why I feel that. But I can tell you that this is what I feel. So there is no fighting against. That it might be the source. Yes, it is possible that accepting my vulnerability, accepting my being not efficient anymore, in the sense that our producing world wants me to be, then I can be free to be creative in a completely different way. That is, not producing anything, not going anywhere, because most probably I will not even have an exhibition before my death. So it's really a search for perfection, because there is a strong search for perfection in what I do, in my own way. I'm absolutely a perfectionist. I never try to express anything in my work. That is not even possible for me. I would make a mess if I wanted to do something conscious. I'm just going for, as I said, I'm just playing at the beginning. And then something starts, and I just follow what has started. And in a way, it has a life of its own that, of course, I am molding, I am giving a shape to. And then, at the end of the work, I can see that very often it speaks of my vulnerability. Deep, a very deep layer nowadays goes for that. I'm not a producing being anymore. I cannot earn money anymore. I cannot work anymore. I cannot be at the computer. I cannot, after half an hour, my brain goes into fumes. So I cannot read. I cannot even read. I was translating books. I cannot read books because my eyes are too bad. So it's a big loss. But at the same time, there must be some huge compensation if I don't feel bad about it. And I don't feel bad about it. So, yeah, and I guess the big compensation is my new creativity, something that I never had and just came for me.